questions for our news guys. I'm going to ask you both these questions.
I gotta be a news guy.
I'm gonna take a quick power nap.
Take a
Bother
snooze
me
and a sneeze.
when I'm done dreaming about hunting other men.
Why can Rio Grande not make a good
Dangerous.
board game cover? Let's look at Dutch Inner City here, which is...
Yeah.
Come on, that looks like a stock photo.
The side of the box looks good.
No, I will say this.
The logo definitely screams 1980s.
And it also is 3/4 of the.
Do you think Rio Grande should upgrade their logo? Probably.
At this point, no.
No, here's the thing. If you're going to upgrade something, the logo's the last thing you got to deal with. You need
I
to
don't think
upgrade
so.
everything. I'm telling you, Tom.
That logo is a classic. I do not think you need to mess with the
No.
logo.
What you need to do is change everything else. I will say this. They may be the most consistent looking publisher ever.
I agree.
Their games have literally not changed at all since the birth of the company.
Someone said I thought it was a puzzle. Okay, so this is a game that originally was published by Winsome Games in 1999.
Yep.
And a second edition came out in 2010. So this is the third edition. So Winsome Games is back of sorts. John Bauer, who did Winsome Games, him and Martin Wiles had a very public feud over Age of Steam. Mm-hmm. And in that feud, John Bauer actually was banned from BGG for a while and stuff came on. I saw recently he was like, I'm back, baby, and my games are back, baby. That was kind of the idea. Has anyone here played Dutch Inner City?
I have not.
I have not. I've only played maybe 2 Winsome games, and this was not one of them.
It's a stock market train game. I would not be surprised if it's similar to, the other stock market train. I'm trying to think of the...
That's my water. I didn't put it on your phone.
Huh. Do you always put your cup there? Because I think I drank out of it yesterday.
That's fantastic. I've got a rash on my foot now. That's a throwback, folks.
You're talking about the one
Chicago
that Queen...
Express, that's what I'm
the
talking
one
about.
Queen
Yeah,
reprinted, the Chicago
the
Express.
Chicago Express.
Well, let me pull up here.
Yeah, pull it up.
Dutch
Let's pull it
Inner
up.
City. Let's look at what other games this designer has done.
Okay. It's
45 minutes. That's pretty short.
Yeah, some of these games are pretty short, actually.
This designer, this is his #1 ranked game. He also did West Riding and West Riding Revisited.
Why isn't this Dutch Inner City Revisited?
Yeah,
This is the third visit.
I know, but it's not called Revisited.
There wasn't room on the box.
It should be Dutch Inner City Cubed.
I noticed they didn't put the artist name on the box. Anyhow.
That's because it was whoever makes all of the paintings for the Super 8 hotels.
Well, let's continue our...
Maybe AI
This
art.
proves Vassal's Law. If any game proves Vassal's Law, Dutch Inner City.
I'm changing my law to be like, it's going to be reprinted.
Right.
Speaking of amazing covers, our next one here is Gen Smack.
Wait, what?
Gen Smack.
What do you think of the kerning on this one?
Gen Smack. This is an older
Smack.
game,
I
actually.
hate this cover so much. And then it's like sticker there just to drive the point home. Millennial.
Gen Z, Gen X.
Actually, no, it's Gen X versus Gen Z
It's a-
versus Millennial.
Okay.
Trivia battle between the generations.
I couldn't hate
You're
this
Gen X.
more.
I am old.
Well, no, I'm Gen X. I'm on the very young Gen X. You're Gen X.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, I'm on the cusp of millennial, I think.
you are, but you have a Gen X soul, and we appreciate that.
Thank you.
You don't want to be a millennial.
But this was a game
Don't
that
care.
has been,
I said it.
this is a game that's been previously released. And it's an Asmodee
Yeah.
publication, which doesn't look necessarily like an Asmodee game, but
But you have to answer a question from each generation. So the generations are greatest. Is that the official name of that generation now?
The
It's always
greatest
has been.
generation.
That's the
was-
World War II generation's always been called that.
I thought that book. Who wrote that book? The guy who wrote the
Brokaw?
Greatest Generation. Brokaw.
Yeah.
I thought that's where the term came from.
I've heard it for decades.
All right. Well, there's greatest, which I guess they win. Boomer, Gen X, Millennial, and my favorite generation, Gen Z. That's my children.
Right.
And I can't answer any of their trivia questions.
No.
Probably my daughter would dress up. They dress up for Halloween. I was like, "What is that?" And they were all like, rolled their eyes, like, "You don't know?" And they said whoever it was, and I still don't. I was like, she wore a formal dress with elf ears, and I was like, "That's a thing?" But I guess it was.
Formal dress. Who is that, Roy?
Bjork.
It sounds like a Genshin Impact character, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Genshin Impact character.
Or like a fairy tale character, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's fairy
Genshin.
tale, but I don't know.
I'm Gen Con.
Well, that's what I thought. Like, this is the game to play at Gen Con.
I
Gen
mean
Smack.
fairy tale the anime, not just fairy tales.
Yeah.
It sounds horrible, yeah.
But listen, if you don't know the answer to a question,
Right.
you can choose to get a hint, and all the hints are written by various comedians.
That's fantastic. I want to know what Yakov Smirnoff is going to tell me about something in Gen Z. You remember Yakov Smirnoff?
No.
Yeah, you do. You're my age.
No, I'm not your age. We're the same generation.
I've only heard of his alcohol.
All right, anyway, this is coming to
I
retail
feel very old.
in Q4.
You know Yakov Smirnoff, right?
Of course I do. That's why
Right.
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah.
Well, why? You would need to join him. All right. Dory Dino. This is a new dexterity game from Pegasus Spiel where you're rolling eggs. You need to...
Okay. I really don't like the glow, like the way they did the glow on the eye. It looks like she's filled with tears. You see that? Like the cutoff line is in the wrong. Like that doesn't need to be there. There's already the two little spheres in the cornea, you know. So that bottom half having that shimmer makes that dinosaur look like Smile Through the Pain Harold or what? What's his
Just
name?
psychotically ecstatic.
Yeah, I like how
Those are happy tears.
the first thing that
Are
Z
they all on
sees
drugs?
is the suffering of the dinosaur. Off, you can't see behind. One of these little baby dinos is chewing on her tail. That's where
That's
the
what
tears
it is.
are coming from. Yeah.
They
Anyhow.
all look very much like there's some part of some kind of drug trial.
Let me talk about the game.
Go
You're
ahead.
using a wand to push around eggs.
Okay.
Comes with high quality components, says the people who made the game.
Yes.
It's $30. Can't be that high quality for $30. But you never know.
It's clearly a kid's game. Pegasus Spiel's probably going to do a good job with the production, I would think, right?
Yeah.
That's-
There's been a few of these pushing stuff around games, and they're
Yeah.
pretty fun.
Yeah, they tend to
I do
be.
like that stuff.
Well, that's because they cross over. There's some kids games that like swing around and are also called drunken midnight games.
Talking about Smirnoff. Yes.
That needs to be a
By the way,
publisher
note at
name.
New York Toy
Drunken
Fair, they're called
Midnight
hydration games now.
Hydration
Okay, sure.
games.
Hydration games.
That's what instead of calling it beer and pretzels.
It's a drinking game. It's a hydration game.
Oh my word. Okay. That's to not leave out as
Official. That's
non-alcoholics.
the official title.
Alcohol is dehydrating, though.
I'm just saying. Just reporting the news.
That's oxymoronic.
All
That
right,
kid's
all right.
fun logo looks a lot like the Crayola. Like
Yeah.
a stamp,
Yeah, it
a
does,
Crayola.
yeah, yeah.
I think there's crayons in that box. Or it's a coloring book. All right. Well, we just talked about this yesterday, actually. I
Right.
mentioned that a Kickstarter looked like a John Cloud's small box things. And that's because small box is back on their own, I believe. They were with
Colossal.
Colossal.
Yeah, well, I think John Cloudus always kept his small box things separate, but he was starting to
No,
collaborate
there was a
with
few of them that
There,
came from
there were, but he
Colossal.
never kind of gave up this, is what I'm saying. I think he just started doing some with Colossal to get more, potential eyes on him.
So these are from the Omen, A Reign of War game line. So it's 3 games: Songs of Far Shores, Banks of the Styx, and Whispers of the Muse. Don't talk to that muse.
No.
And they're all different games, but they're compatible with each other, which is nice because that way you can just buy one and you're fine.
But they're not compatible with the previous Omen line.
Oh, there's a new
Which is
one?
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
there are-
brand new line. Yeah.
There were 3 Omen games before, and now here's another 3 compatible with each other, but not compatible with the previous Omen line.
I don't love this artwork. It's dark, and I don't mean dark in a what a dark.
Yeah, it's just hard to make out what's going on.
Yeah.
It's a really pretty painting style. Reminds me of Abyss and
Little bit,
Frazetta
yeah.
to a way. And
I've always thought that the artwork of small box games was actually pretty consistently good.
Yeah.
You
across
like
the
their
board.
stuff.
I like
Yeah.
I like some of their games, but I do like the artwork a lot. This is not maybe the best 3 representative images.
Right. Because they don't look like box covers to me if they are actual box covers.
don't
They
think
They look
so.
more like just, yeah. What do these games have to do with the Omen is what I want to know.
I got nothing.
Put the dog down, Damien. Okay.
Oh my word! All right.
Again, are we now?
stretching it just a little bit.
Are we
there.
attempting to be old?
These references are
Next is
cutting
going to be
edge.
pulling out like a Ford reference. I
just-
remember that first day on the factory floor.
Yeah, yeah.
Look,
Good old John
I've got a whole
Wayne.
Model T series on TikTok.
Okay. And news I'm sure everyone cares about, camping sucks. Camping Flux, I mean, sorry. And I'm not saying Flux sucks. I'm saying camping actually. If I never camp again in my life, I would be thrilled.
What about
Forever.
glamping, Tom? Are you big on glamping? You're
I
down
would
with glamping?
I would
He
glamp.
does seem like a glamping.
He does
I
seem
would
like a
100%.
glamper, right?
Good
Yeah.
glamper.
But my goal, for me, camping is when I'm forced to stay in a motel. That's camping.
Okay.
And what does that have to do with Flux? Will you play Flux in a hotel?
This is the newest Flux coming out. You're now trying to collect combinations of tent, backpack, sleeping bag, woods, mountains, campfire, s'mores.
So what
It
they-
doesn't
yeah.
sound like a theme that's going to...
It's the 107th edition of Flux.
Actually, Above Board did a skit on this a while
Years ago, in 2018, we
And I-
tried to review all of the Flux games in a minute.
And I thought there was like...
And there were 50-something at the time.
It was 50, so I think
Yeah.
they probably have done around 10 since then, it sounds like. I would guess.
I think way more.
1 million.
What's the best
yeah.
Flux?
Math.
Anybody?
Nope.
Anybody else?
No, no, I'm not kidding. It's math. I think
What's
math is
the best Flux?
No.
I thought the Star Trek Flux was pretty good.
That's maybe I've played original Flux and I played Star Trek Flux because
Yeah.
Eric Summer was in a 25
The
mile
math Flux has more strategy than the other
He
ones.
flung it upon me.
Because you're combining numbers to get things you need. And if
I
you can
really
use
like math
combinations.
games, and Math Flux is also a game.
I'm not saying it's amazing. I'm saying it's the best Flux.
okay.
That was the question proposed.
We need to make a Dice Tower Flux. That'll be the favorite of all of us.
Please don't.
How much you want to bet this one sells a lot, though?
We'll put Roy on the
because
cover.
people who are going camping, like if you know someone who camps a lot,
Yeah.
This is a
well,
gift
Flux
you'd
has a
give
huge
them.
following. I'm
And
sure
that-
they all
right.
sell well.
And that's what it is. I think you find somebody with that particular, if they like Star Trek, you get them Star Trek
Yeah.
Flux. If they like camping, you get them this, I guess. I don't know. I was going to try to come up with a bit, but it wasn't working. It wasn't there.
It wasn't there. No, I hear you. I know.
You're doing great, man.
I feel pretty good about
All right,
it.
this next piece of news Mike didn't want to put in, but I want to play this game a lot.
What
and
is
that
it?
is
I didn't know it was a
Monopoly
dexterity thing.
Knockout.
I didn't put it in either.
Not only do I think this game
Talk
looks
more
interesting.
about Math Flux.
No, I bought this game.
Yes, you did.
Oh.
It's on its way from Walmart.com. That's the only place you can get it, unfortunately. But it's like sorry sliders.
You can knock somebody into jail, right?
Yeah, you're like sliding stuff down this board. That sounds fun, actually.
Okay, so explain this to me. You just fling things and then
You slide them down there. You try to land them on properties.
Yeah.
And then you collect or pay cash based on where your tokens ended up. And when you land on those properties, you get knocked into jail. So it's basically just a big, shuffleboard type thing with a Monopoly theme. I like that.
I just designed a new game. Monopoly Scrabble Knockout, where you're flicking Scrabble tiles onto a Monopoly board,
Wait.
and you need to flick them so that they create a word.
Would you like to play Monopoly
That's
Scrabble?
great.
I would not.
Does it
I
come
haven't
with a
inflicted
money
that on
gun?
everyone else. Hey,
That's-
I still have the money gun.
Everything's better with a money gun.
the money gun is the best thing Monopoly anything has ever put out.
Actually, that's an Uno. It's
Oh,
an
I
Uno
take
thing.
back what I said. Monopoly Scrabble is the best thing that Monopoly's ever done.
So this sounds.
I would
bad
play
to you?
it.
It's fine. It
I would
sounds
play
fine, yeah.
this. Yeah,
I
it
would
seems
play this for about
ridiculous.
12 minutes.
Correct.
And then I will burn it.
I don't know. I think
I've
it
never
looks
played
good.
the Sorry Sliders, though, either.
Oh, it's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
If you like one, you probably would like the other one, I guess.
Yeah.
I wonder. I mean, this one might be more complicated with paper money, and who knows? Hopefully, they made
Yeah.
the denominations really simple.
Right. I wish there was a way they could just not do the money, but all right.
You could get a whiteboard.
You could.
All right. Oink has new games coming.
Here we go. Mike, are you excited yet?
What do you think?
Keeping
of course I'm
craft
excited.
stores in business everywhere. This
What is this, Mike?
So this one, from what I can tell, is you've got different types of items that you have to keep in your hand.
right.
Right.
There is trash.
Various trash, and then based upon what cards come out, you have to only with one hand drop one item.
Oh, God, I hate this already.
Don't hate. And if you're successful, you have to get some of those little bells
Oh, back in.
to get to into your hand because it makes it harder for you. You got more stuff in your hand you're trying to deal with. It's obviously a very silly dexterity game, but
That sounds fun.
I'm in. I think, and you're going to be talking about another one in a second, which I'm actually more excited about. I think they're going to be at PAX U. Unfortunately, I will not be at PAX U, but I think they're going to be there.
I will fondle them for you.
You will bring them back for me and hand deliver them to my house.
So many things wrong with those sentences that just happened. Let's move on.
And maybe a cheesesteak, too, if you're...
Oh, we're still at Oink.
Stop
Yeah.
fondling
This
the
is the Rafter
cheesesteak.
5.
Rafter 5, baby!
Wow, this looks really similar
This
to
looks
Beaver
cool.
Creek.
Yeah, it looks great.
I don't
It looks
think that's-
great.
I don't think that's what Tom said when he said it looks like Beaver Creek.
I'm
It's
aware.
amazing.
No, I like Beaver Creek.
Yeah, no, this looks great to me,
Don't-
actually.
Don't feed the animals.
Yeah, it's
I
like
think
Card Kerplunk.
It's their first stacking game. It's their two of their bigger designers, the Deep Sea Adventure, Yoon, who basically, I think, kind of runs the company.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
then another designer that did like Cafe Overload, and so I'm
They
very
came
excited.
together and they're working on this.
This one I'm not excited about because Beaver
Why?
Creek exists. Why would I want to play this one?
Because this one's from Oink.
This has 50% more beavers than Beaver Creek.
What?
that doesn't even make any sense.
I'm just trying to.
What's happening in this game?
Someone here is very biased towards Oink.
I
So
like
you
Oink games.
stack the planks and then you put
Pieces
people
on
and treasure chests in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's something. There is a theme, I think, with boats and rafts and 5. Oink.
5.
I can tell from the cover. All right, Ice Cool Wizards. So this is a new version of Ice Cool, a much more reductive version of it, but with some different kind of rules on it. You are flicking. He was telling me, he was showing this to me a little bit at Essen, and he was explaining how in the original Ice Cool, like you can flick and not get anything or whatever. In this one,
Yeah.
you almost always get something when you flick. It depends on what you get, and you're trying to collect sets. You'll notice the boards are no longer connected by fish that you would click as you go through the doorways. You have the color
Yeah.
fish. I asked if it was compatible with the original ones, and they were kind of like, so that's a big no. But it's cool. I think the name makes less sense now because it was
It's Ice Cool,
right?
It's Ice Cool Hogwarts now.
Yeah.
I mean, the original Ice Cool, the name was perfect. It just brought up images of penguins in a school competing for fish.
Right. This is competing.
It was very
for
popular. I mean,
mana.
it was,
Oh, yeah.
it's the most popular games this company has done. So I can see. I'm actually surprised it's taken them this long to put out more product in this line.
Sure.
Well, they had Ice Cool 2.
Which is one of the weirdest products ever made, since
Yeah.
it's basically
The same.
mirror Ice Cool.
I wish there was
But
like
you
a.
could put them together in a giant one.
Well, I was gonna say,
yeah.
I wish there was an actual giant version of Ice Cool, Tom.
I feel like you're setting me up.
You have
Go
one in
with
the
me.
library.
There's one at Dice Tower East.
Oh, you could go to Dice
Registration
Tower
is open,
East,
right?
and you could play a giant edition of Ice Cool.
You can in our dexterity games area, which has
Wow.
doubled in size. Since
You know what?
last year.
Oh,
You've
wow.
convinced me, Tom. I'm going.
No, you're not.
Wow.
Yeah, you are. You're good to go. Okay.
Okay, there we go. Kick a dog. Wow.
Dice Realms.
Oh, thanks.
Dice Realms. Hey, we're back to Rio Grande.
Here we go.
This at
Yeah.
least looks
Look,
like this
I
century.
think this is a good-looking cover.
Sure.
In respectively speaking.
Look, yeah, look at Z struggle to make this sound okay.
Okay.
This looks better than the average Rio Grande cover.
Well, I thought the original Dice Realms had a really nice
Thank
cover
you.
to
This
it.
guy gets it.
Yeah, it was
And
okay.
this looks like it goes with that.
The original Dice Realms, I played it. I thought it was okay. The cost was a little bit.
But you
game
get
is
a
really
lot
expensive, yeah.
for
You
that.
do.
There are 750 little plastic dice pieces in that original one.
That is true. The only reason I bring that up is I wonder if this is going to be similar, right?
It is. Well, I mean,
And in cost. is what
I've
I'm
played
getting at.
this.
Okay.
And Dice Realms is basically Dominion
Right.
with dice, and a lot of the same themes are there. And this is basically a Dominion expansion with dice. So it's
Okay.
more faces, more of those kind of stranger combinatorial things you can do with the dice. It was fun. It really added to it.
Okay.
It also adds co-op and solo modes to
Yes,
this game.
finally.
Everything must.
Yeah, I know.
It must.
All right, this next box cover looks great. And this one is Sand.
That's because we're getting into Veer, and they know how to make covers.
Ooh, I like that.
This looks so good.
Now, is it good? We'll find out. It's coming out Q2 of 2024. This is from Ariel Di Costanzo and Javier Pelazzari.
I don't know if I've heard of them before. I don't know if I've played even a Devere game that they've done.
I don't know either, yeah.
All right, so there's this weird thing that Mike alerted me to that what this company is doing called the Kamushi Saga,
Right.
which is they are shoehorning all their games
Yeah.
into a
world they're
universe.
building. Yeah. So,
But here's how you do it. You'll be like, this one's 1,000 years after this one.
right, they weren't released in the chronological order of their world, right? So Silk is part of this world.
Yeah.
Batoku, Bamboo. Yeah. So
Yeah, this
Is
is
it meaningful, though, in any way?
no.
Is there a
It
reason?
has a name.
it has a name. It has a chronology. I'm sure
Yep.
that there's
Yep.
lore behind it if you really care.
All right. Well, this one
Okay,
says
okay.
that they're looking at the golden age of human beings has long passed. Which, by the way, I want to point out is like the main theme of 2023.
It really is. You got
Let's
cats
stop it.
taking over. You got apes taking over.
Bees.
taking
And
over.
now sand.
And now sand taking
Stop
over.
it. We like to survive. What is wrong with these people?
Look, I always assumed sand would eventually take over.
Look, sand is real uppity.
That's
Let's
right.
Put
It's
it that
just a
way,
matter
okay?
of time before sand rules
It
all
gets
everything.
everywhere.
It really does.
It's-
That's true.
No Lucas dialogue. Anyhow, you're making communities and trying to trade goods in this. You have to earn gold. There's 6 rounds. You're going to be travelers who travel the paths of the board and visit different towns, collecting goods to go to other places and earn gold for the transport service. You're crossing the dunes in the back of your faithful caterpillars,
Yes.
which care for will grow and help you. This is Arrakis.
Yeah, silk.
At the
had-
beginning.
It's silk had
It's not
the
sandworms and
caterpillars.
sand
Yeah.
caterpillars.
Oh yeah, this is like years and years before
Oh,
when
got
they
it.
were friendly, but then somewhere they have everything went
Fremen,
wrong.
you said?
This is
Friendly.
like this is Arrakis, way back in the day.
Sand is the mind killer.
Earth is Arrakis.
It is?
Is
No.
Earth in the Dune universe?
Yes.
Wow. There was no hesitation.
He knows. He's read them all.
No hesitation. It wasn't
Children of
House
Dune.
Atreides
The
is a
other
direct
ones?
descendant of Agamemnon in the Greek culture, and they know it and they talk about it.
Why did we
right.
ask Corey to come on?
I don't know.
Too.
From the brilliance, that's why. I didn't know this.
Well, that was a
Agamemnon. You've heard of
roller coaster.
I
Agamemnon?
thought it was this.
Who
You
now?
brought me on for this.
I've heard of that.
Okay.
I think that looks great. I don't know if the game's great. I
Isn't
love that
Agamemnon
cover.
a story though? That's not real.
Agamemnon is a
Agamemnon
real figure from history.
probably
You're
is a
thinking
real
of Sherlock
king.
we
Holmes.
don't know though. The whole Troy saga, they're not even
You're
convinced
thinking
it
of George
happened.
Washington.
The Troy saga might not be real, but Agamemnon was a real king.
Okay. Also, he's a jerk if I'm going by the Brad
That
Pitt
mirror
movie,
that would burn ships?
which is a
Not real.
historical fact. That Brad Pitt movie has grown on me over the years. I hated it when I first saw it, but now when it's on, I'm like,
But they,
I'll watch.
the,
I'll watch
the
him kill a bunch of
jumping
people.
and the jumping and the stabbing.
is
I mean,
good.
that's
This
That's basically
is
the whole
stabbing.
movie.
It's jumping and
stabbing.
stabbing.
Yeah,
That's-
also, and yes.
This is Sparta. It's all real.
He's, it's Brad Pitt wearing what he's wearing in that movie and jumping and stabbing.
jumping and
I
stabbing.
watch it for the jumping and stabbing. Okay, our
I
next
watch it for various things.
Our next movie here is Cities. So this, I actually really like this cover a lot.
Is this also part of the Sand universe?
It is not.
It's part of the city universe.
This is actually a co-design by Phil Walker Harding and Steve Finn.
That's very
Wow.
interesting.
I
to me.
like both of those designers very much.
Phil has been putting out like a game a week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
he really
yes,
has.
he has.
He's a new
Finn
Knizia.
Walker Harding.
Finn Walker.
Man.
Yeah, Steve Finn has been known as the king of the filler, right? That's been
Yes.
this title that either he has bestowed upon himself
No,
or has been
yeah.
bestowed
Yeah,
upon
yeah.
him. I think it's been
By
bestowed.
who?
This is a thing. He's
Yeah,
been
King of the
he's
Fillers
known
is a
as the
thing.
king of the. I think actually,
He's made 2 good ones.
I think Rado gave him that title. If
Yeah, it's
I'm
a
pretty
thing.
sure.
It's a thing.
And Phil
It is
Walker
not-
Harding,
Have you heard of King of Pop?
No, it's
King
not a
of
thing.
Fillers. The
king of the Tokyo.
That's a different story.
Yeah, Phil Walker Harding, you're right. He's the king of releases, right? He's putting them out every other week.
Just elegant, light,
Yeah.
simple, easy to grok games.
Okay.
Anyway, tell me more about
I
this.
hope the game looks better than that
That's
picture, though.
that's prototype, Tom. I mean, that's
8 rounds. Use your workers to collect a scoring card, city tile, 1 to 2 feature tiles, and 2 to 4 building pieces. And then you put these buildings on spaces. You can make the
Oh, I
buildings
see it
taller.
right there, on the
You
bottom.
can place your discs on achievements as you get them. You can build 8 cities.
8.
Okay. What cities do you think made the cut here?
Okay.
Tokyo.
Well,
York.
it's good.
They're all there. You can kind of make them
Tokyo
out, right?
did not make the city.
Madrid for sure.
Madrid is right there, right?
Madrid is not on.
What?
Nope.
Is
Barcelona.
That Washington,
Barcelona, yes.
Washington, D.C.? What is that?
Nope.
Barcelona, Paris?
Oh, there's
Paris.
Sheboygan.
well, there's Sydney right there.
Sydney is on there, yes.
You can see it on the cover with the building.
Well, you guys are pretty bad at it.
Oh, I can. Now you see. Now I see the Opera House. Okay. You said Tokyo's not on there.
Is that the Burj
Washington,
Khalifa?
D.C.
What is
That
that's what I
looks like
said
the
already,
Washington
and he
Monument.
said
It's not
no.
Washington, D.C.
It looks like it, right? Is that the Burj Khalifa? What is that?
Rio de
I'm
Janeiro.
going to say
Rio de Janeiro is on there, yes.
Okay, look at the one in the upper
Washington,
right. That's
Notre
one,
Dame.
That's
I'm
upper
just
right,
reading
that
off the
building,
comments.
That's from
What is that building from?
upper right, Corey. That building.
It's right behind the camera.
Oh, it's the purple kind of wavy building. What's that from? Abu Dhabi.
I don't know.
Let me tell you the cities that are in here. Sydney,
go.
London,
Got it.
New
What?
York, Barcelona, Rio de Janeiro, Lisbon, Mexico City, and Buenos Aires. Why would they not put Lisbon on there? It's
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. There's Rio, bottom left.
Yeah, 'cause there's
Sydney.
yeah.
What is the middle at the bottom?
Yeah. Which one is that?
That's DC.
He
Yeah,
said
it's not DC.
I'm just telling you the cities they put on
Say
here.
them again.
Sydney,
It's not Sydney.
Yeah, we got Sydney.
London.
Which one's London?
London is.
London's the upper one that
upper-
Mike was confused about.
Yeah, I
That's
thought
London.
upper right. Yeah, that's London.
Oh, there's Big Ben. Okay,
Yeah.
London.
New York,
New York right there, yes.
Yeah.
Barcelona.
Barcelona would be
The one with the tram,
I
right,
believe.
middle
no,
right.
that's Lisbon. is right
No, that's
No, it's
Lisbon.
Oh,
That's top left is Barcelona, I believe.
okay.
All right, Rio de Janeiro,
Rio's at the
Low left.
bottom,
Left.
yeah.
Lisbon,
Lisbon, we
Middle
figured
right.
out, yeah.
Mexico City,
Bottom
That's
right.
bottom.
Buenos Aires.
Maybe it's Buenos Aires.
Then I guess that's Buenos Aires. Okay.
Wow.
Argentina. Okay,
All right. Well, they learned it from us.
that's correct.
That the obelisk of doom.
Corey, is Buenos Aires in the Dune universe?
Yes.
There it is. There's Buenos Aires with an obelisk.
Boom.
Oh, okay.
Boom.
We have all learned something today.
Guys, I feel smarter.
Okay, well. All right.
We all grew.
There's another DeVere game that we're talking about. This is coming out in Spiel. I don't know why we're talking about this early, but
Because it looked great.
because there's not a lot of news. Is the
That's
real
right.
reason.
That's exactly it.
This is also in the Kamushi saga. This one
That's right.
falls after Silk, but before Sand.
Okay.
Anyhow,
After Silk, pre-Silk, post-Sand.
Between
No,
silk and
pre-sand,
I've done that since
post-Silk.
college.
Pre-Sand, post-Silk.
Anyway, you're moving magnates into new districts and making people work and blah, blah, blah. No one cares.
I don't know. I like that cover again.
That
I
cover
think
is
they
fire.
are killing these covers.
That's fine. I'm just saying that
I
it's
want
a
one of
meaty
these
heavy
set
arrow.
in this universe in which you're running a restaurant, serving worm.
Oh.
You know, worm steaks, worm salads, coconut worm.
Coconut worm.
All right, let's move on to their pocket line. This is
Worm
coming in
scampi.
January. We have autumn. These are the small games, which
Yeah.
hopefully is better than winter. I think it's hilarious that autumn is releasing in January.
That was good.
Flash 10 is a new edition of a game
Phase
from
10.
Amigo.
Wolfgang Kramer game.
Yeah, Wolfgang Kramer.
Okay.
And then the other two are All Aboard
All aboard.
and Fritos.
I like Fritos.
In Fritos, you are playing the role of various foods, like onion rings and potatoes, that are trying not to end up in the fryer. By the way, if you're an onion ring,
horrifying.
if you're an onion ring, you already have been sliced, right?
No, you're an onion ring.
You're a ring,
You used
right.
to live in a community of other onion rings.
Right. Now you're
It's
a
a very
solitary
small
ring,
life
right?
cycle. You know,
Yeah,
the
you've-
onion is gone. You've just been born as a ring.
You've broken away from the community.
broken away.
Speaking of this, they were a guy who lived in the Keys was telling me that the Hobo Cafe that we go to, they have an onion loaf that's like a big long thing.
I've
and
had
you-
one of those.
you-
They're great.
You chop it off.
They're amazing.
we got to try it.
Okay.
I'm in.
And here's the thing: is that the distribution of oil to onion is even higher than normal in the loaf because there's so much more surface area.
You've sold me on loaf.
Basically, every time you pick it up, there's just an oil shower that comes down.
That's
And
not
you go,
selling me, actually. And our final piece of
I'm back
news.
on worms. I'd rather eat
Our
the
final
worms.
What did I
news.
walk
Seaman
into?
announced The Dead Keep. So this is from the designer here is Paul Bonner.
No, that's the artist.
No,
The artist, sorry, the artist.
The game is based on his art, as far as I
Yeah.
can tell. They're like, we like his art. We're making a game based on Paul Bonner's art.
Cooperative dungeon crawler that's due out
Yeah.
Q2 of this year, so it's not
Oh,
going
wow.
to
Next
year.
crowdfunding.
But
Next
there's
year, yeah.
not a
Well,
lot of
yeah, next
info.
year,
That's
yeah.
like all we know.
Right. So
I will say that art is spectacular.
I
It's
do
pretty
like his
cool.
artwork quite
Yeah,
a bit. He's
pretty
been,
cool.
well, he's got quite a bit of artwork, but he's had guest boxes for Zombicide and stuff like that.
Sure.
You might
I
have seen
see.
that, you
I
know.
see.
I really do like the look of his stuff. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm less thrilled about the dungeon crawl thing. I mean, they already have Massive Darkness too.
Right.
So it's a new system.
If it was a trick-taking game, I'd be all over it.
Oh, you better believe it.
Well, that's one thing we need is a large campaign cooperative dungeon crawl.
That's true. There's that the
The
market
industry
is
is
bereft.
very
Yes.
sparse.
Yeah, it is. It looks neat. I'm not terribly excited about the description of the game. I mean, again, do we need another cooperative dungeon crawl with a bunch of minis? But
Yeah.
Oh wow, this isn't even on Board Game Geek yet.
We'll see,
No, it's on
right? I
nothing.
mean, it's like literally
was
just
on-
announced.
No. Actually,
It was a
announced
social
in-
media post.
Yeah, in October. So
Oh,
like
really? I thought it was
years
just
ago.
announced.
Well, about a month ago. Actually,
I'm
a
just
little
trying to
less.
figure out if these guys have designed other stuff.
I bet they have, Tom.
So Raphael,
Oh, these are the
Are they
designers for Zombicide.
oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah, Raphael Guiton,
So-
Jean Baptiste,
Yeah.
da-da-da.
So I'm guessing this is a retheme of the zombie side.
Which is
well,
what
that's the
Massive
thing.
was.
I mean, Massive Darkness was kind of a
Yes.
spin-off. Actually, these guys designed Massive Darkness too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same team. It's
Also
like
Massive
four
Darkness
four
2.
guys or three guys who do that.
Yeah, Massive Darkness as well, and March of Darkness 2 as well.
That is what I said.
True.
Okay,
It's true.
I will say this: if this is a reskin of Massive Darkness 2
Get
with
this.
that artwork,
Yeah.
oh, then I'm back in, baby.
back
Except for
in.
the campaign part.
Yeah.
Because Massive Darkness was neat that it was a single
Yeah.
mission.
It
I do
was
like
fun.
that.
According to Mike Heller, and he has a wrench next to his name, so he must be trusted. CMON is at a convention right now showing
Oh
this
yeah, there's
off.
a CMON convention happening in Singapore.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
We may get some more information, Tom. Let's call our person in Singapore.
Anyway, folks, that is the news. Thank you, Corey, for coming on board to discuss the news with us. If
you,
people
Corey.
want to see more of you, where would they go?
They would listen to the Dice Tower Now. They would look at Above Board on YouTube, listen to Board Game Insider, and Dice Tower Dish interview website.
That's right. I forgot you were on Board Game Insider too. And yes, Dice Tower Dish, where Corey takes designers out
Various
to eat
luminaries
to
of
the restaurant of their
industry.
choice. And yes, some have picked Taco Bell in the past.
It's true.
He'll take you anywhere. Anywhere.
Corey, before you leave, are we in the Dune universe right now?
I can't tell you.
Burn it! All right, well, I was impressed until now.
No, he knows. He just can't
I just
tell
can't,
you.
yeah.
Can't say? All right.
Corey's part of the Bene
Okay.
Gesserit. The
Oh,
secret,
Okay.
the
He's
secret
about to use
male
the voice
version
on
of
you.
that.
The voice.
It's true. It's true.
All right, we'll be right back.